Welcome to a busted play. An illegal use of hands to the face short. What team should trade for Gardner Minshew now that the Jacksonville Jaguars have said that they will take either a fifth or a sixth for him?
Oh, they said fifth or sixth. Okay, you're
Yes.
deeper ingrained in this than I am. I don't
I'm a
really
big Gardner Minshew fan.
I don't really care what people are trading. I mean, honestly, as long as you're not giving up anything earlier than a day two pick, whatever for me. Really, I mean, really, that's how I see it. But sorry, earlier than day three pick. I meant earlier than day three pick. I don't want to give up a first, second, or third, but even a fourth. Like I wouldn't be too mad about giving up for Gardner Minshew because I feel like he has potential. I mean, the Jaguars actually won a game last season with him, and when he was in, they were competitive at least. It seems like should have some value in the league. The fact actually that they're just so direct about it, saying a sixth round pick, yeah, you could win with a sixth round pick. That's actually kind of wild to me considering what we saw him do. Maybe it's because he's a polarizing figure and people don't want a polarizing figure for whatever reason, but it's not like he does anything wild. It's just like simple things about him. He doesn't actually do anything that crazy. It's just like he's got a mustache and long hair. It's insane. Like what is this? The 60s? Like is it that wild? I don't know. But
I mean, teams don't want polarizing figures unless it's the Jacksonville Jaguars. Then they just can't get enough of polarizing figures, except Gardner Minshew.
yeah. No, actually, usually they get rid of them pretty quickly. I mean, they love grabbing them and then being like, "Oh, we should probably cut ties with you," like
There's a fun gimmick.
Jalen Ramsey or like with our logic, Tim Tebow probably won't make the team. It'll just be another fun thing for the off season. But with that said, I really only see one team that I really would like to actually see make this move. Um, it's one of the teams that we've talked about in the fact that we're kind of worried about them this season. And we really don't see how based off how they played last season that they would improve from where they were last season. And this is probably an interesting one. It's a team with a backup QB that was a high draft pick that maybe some people see as like a potential future player for them. But I don't think I saw anything from him that was that crazy that makes me want to believe that high pick was worth it. Meanwhile, they got an old guy who's falling out of age with him. So I'm hoping we don't pick the same team here, but I'd like to see him go to the Pittsburgh Steelers. And I think that they've got a lot of receivers there and at least one tight end that could help them a lot. And hopefully with what they did this offseason, it'll improve their run game. They did draft a few offensive linemen along with Najee Harris, who can catch the ball well out of the backfield. Never been insanely impressed with Gardner Minshew's deep ball, but I mean, the nice thing is that it's a young arm, so you don't need to worry as much about him just breaking down over time. And he really may actually be able to do something for that team. Maybe even just getting the ball into the intermediate game a little bit more than Big Ben, because as we saw, it seemed like Big Ben was exclusively going as short as much as humanly possible, and that really limited the offense at the end of the season. And that's really the only place I could see him actually stepping in and making a difference for a team. Every other team I thought about, it's like, if he stepped in, it's almost just like, it's kind of the same. He could truly make a difference on the Pittsburgh Steelers. What team did you want to see?
Well, there's three teams in my mind, but there's one team for sure. I don't know if it's just for, comedic value or everything. I would like to see him play there and be the starter at this spot. But just the other two teams that I thought of, I don't know if it'll happen though. First one, Houston Texans. I mean, there's going to be opportunity for him to play there, but it's in division. I don't think that trade's going to happen.
Yeah,
Granted,
that's
it's
why I
only
didn't pick
for a
them.
day. It's only for a day three pick. It's in division though, and in division trades rarely ever happen. But if they usually do, it's for a franchise quarterback. I mean, look at the AFC East or 2 decades ago.
It's definitely not
Um,
usually for a seventh round swap for a third string guard.
yeah, yeah. Um, but so the Texans, maybe Vegas, but there's just not.
There's already
I don't
two
think it's worth
quarterbacks on
getting. I
that
don't.
team.
Yeah, it wouldn't be worth getting rid of Derek Carr to then have Gardner Minshew when you may even value Mariota over Minshew in that situation.
Yeah.
So that's just a team that came into my mind, but the more and more I think about it, probably on the odds with that. But there's a team that traded for a quarterback this offseason, you know. I don't think he's gonna be their franchise guy. They're gonna try to make it work, but I mean, if things just aren't working, they have a head coach that's ready to just take a sledgehammer to it and just fix it up himself. Because he's got a plaque on the outside of his office that says "the dude," and Gardner Minshew is his kind of quarterback, and Dan Campbell in Detroit. Don't tell me you wouldn't love Gardner Minshew running over to the sideline to get play calls from Dan Campbell before he runs back out there and slings that puppy 58 yards downfield to whoever is playing wide receiver for them.
Quintez Cephas. Don't forget
Cephas, yeah. T.J. Hawkinson, Tyrell Williams.
We ever forget?
Not had.
Did we ever figure out if Marvin Hall actually left the Lions? It's still up in the air. It's still up in the air. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, but you need a quarterback that has worked with nothing. All right, you know Jared Goff. He's been spoon-fed his whole NFL career, basically. He's always had weapons with him. You know who's never really had any good weapons with him? I mean, DJ Chark's solid, but he's young. He's young. You know who's also young? Who's that receiver that they drafted this offseason? I can't remember his name right now.
Oh, the line? Oh, did they get the kid from Stanford?
No, hold on. It's in my notes here.
I'm sorry, I can't remember who it is.
All right, no, I got you. It's fine.
Loading screen. Yeah.
Amon-Ra St. Brown. There we go. That's some young talent at wide receiver that Gardner Minshew can work with. And he can work with anyone, man. He has not had a lot of talent. Get Dan Campbell coaching him up. I mean, it would be fun. They're probably not going to win a lot of games. Like, now they're not going to win a lot of games with Jared Goff there. Might as well make it entertaining football. Might be able to sell some tickets of Motor City Minshew Mania right there. That's some alliteration for you. Put that on a poster.
Yeah, I'm not going to get behind this as much as you are. I think I want to put him in a situation where you talk about the Raiders. We have like two quarterbacks that like I don't want to put him in a situation where it's almost like there's three quarterbacks that could start. So I want to cut those teams out. I basically want to cut out teams where there's a like obvious number one guy because I want to give him a chance to play, right? So like Josh Allen, Kansas City, Baltimore, yeah, like these three teams.
Josh Allen, the team.
Yes.
Josh Allen, the team.
Sorry, I got there. You know what I meant. But I don't want to send him to a superstar quarterback area. And lastly, I don't want to send him somewhere where a quarterback just landed because I feel like it's hard to dethrone somebody while if you've got two guys and they're both getting used to what's going on there. I don't know how much I love that. I think it's like one of them's going to win the job in camp and you're almost like forced to stick with them for a long time. And I don't really know if I'd care to see 12 weeks of Jared Goff and the Lions to get to 2-10 to watch the last 5 games with Gardner Minshew. I don't know if that would excite me in the last 5 games. Whereas Pittsburgh could still be a competitive team by the time he steps into the frame if he were actually to overtake the job at any point. And I don't think that, even though I said I want to avoid the teams with two quarterbacks, at this point, from what I saw with Dwayne Haskins, I don't really feel that I need to count him for much of a real quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, I understand where you're coming from with that and everything, but I just don't like Pittsburgh because of Dwayne Haskins. I don't know. A little part of my heart still has faith in him to revitalize himself. I know that guys usually don't do that, but a little part of me wants to believe. He's more similar to Ben than Minshew is, too. So that's why I think the Steelers wouldn't go for it. But with Detroit, they don't have to worry about him being similar to anyone because, like I said, Dan Campbell's just going to take a sledgehammer. Just break someone's kneecaps if it's not working.
Why is he got a sledgehammer now? He was biting. He was biting the kneecaps before. Now he's got the sledgehammer.
He's just gonna bring over every single tool that he has, and then in the meetings, he's not gonna walk through the door into the meeting room. He's gonna saw open the wall and then kick through it. every single time. They're gonna have meetings in different rooms every single meeting. It's gonna be awesome. Dan Campbell has
All
caused
right,
$1 billion in damage to the city of Detroit.
just stop. Just stop. We're cutting it here.